We need to try and take this down. But power's on 18 affected HP, and it's just not enough.
J'ai entendu descendre, regarde s'il n'est pas près de vous là en bas. J'entends dire vous comme si quelqu'un descendait. Bon bah.
Seagull, Toggle, and Eska, they have no eliminations. Their loadouts, it's not shambles, but it's like borderline shambles, I would say.
It's 100% shambles if it's a big zone, but you touched on it a little bit, right? Eliminations. When do you actually really want them? What is your win condition? So what would you say if you had shield bubbles and shockwaves, the different options people have towards the middle or end game that they can use to actually, come through for elims or play for placement?
Ah non, 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 c'est un peu trop. On n'est pas cato, tu lui dis on n'est pas cato à ce point, nous. Tu vois.
The other people in your heat, you know potentially where they're going to look to land. So like if I'm this trio, I'm not going anywhere near retail, right? Because we know ASMR trio is there, and we even saw the trio as well. So I mean, right now they're near Salty, which it doesn't look like, looking at the minimap, no one's there. Everyone's already rotated out, right? They're trying to get themselves into safe zone. Looking at, actually, on the top left, you can kind of see, so right now, look, they're just on the outside, making their way in. So we're back on power, and looks like it's just Yonks by himself.
Ah bah,
This is a brutal
heureusement.
spot to be in. He
Heureusement.
does not have their cards. So right now, Yonks just has to do anything he can. I mean, I'd imagine he's probably want to play slow, right? He's like, look, if I can even just play for placement and get us those points, great, but that's just like backseat. Right now, it's survival.
Ah bah, je sens que la réflexion.
Anyone could have heard from him.
Quoi? Non, peut-être. Hein?
Is that shield break sound? The whole desynchronization of the shield. So right now, he's worried. He knows trios around him know that he's worried. His entire plan at the moment is to use. You see, half his loadout's already gone, right? We talked about when to use your loadout. When is your win condition? Do you want elims? You said it, Zeke. It's full survivability at the moment, and Yonks has to go to the Bronx and even further now to even win the game, right? Like 0 elims, the easiest thing to do, right? Getting 3 points through eliminations is 3 separate fights. A lot of mats use that, right? A lot of skill required, a lot of brains required in the fight against 3 other people. But if you separate it into entities on the map, right, you only have a maximum of 31 trios on the map, 31, 33. So I mean, in this game specifically, I think it's 26 out of 31. We're kind of far from placement, but separating it into just looking at singular entities, moving around the map, and playing placement.
Alors là,
right?
ça c'est ça l'histoire. Et puis en plus, il a fait grossesse qu'il part, ouais.
Des nids de grossesse.
Des nids de grossesse.
Des nids de grossesse.
Donc c'est qu'à chaque fois, il en fait, mais il tape bien. Ça se tape là. Le choix est tout fait. Ah ben.
It's tough, right? Like, I want to be hopeful for Yonks in this game, and what's different is like during qualifiers.
Ouais, mais c'est là que tu apprends que ça a été mal fait, parce qu'il y a toujours une histoire comme ça. Exactement, Diego, comme si moi aussi de match, c'est ça, ouais.
A full game at a time. So Yonks just can't say, all right, let's just let this game be our wash. Like, no, he actually has to sit here and try. And I mean, if I'm FHD, if I'm NM7, I'm sitting here like looking out for him, like, right, you've got a team here, you've got a team there. Like, just try and keep yourself positive. For me personally, if I was in this situation, it would be so stressful. Yeah. But these are the very best of the best. They're here for a reason. As I say that, caster curse in full effect. I finish my sentence and Yonks gets picked up. It's okay. But all they have to do is go back in, let that game wash over, and prepare themselves for this next game. Well, for them, these games already wrapped up.
Non, pas vrai, pas ça.
He stealed himself, at least hopefully.
Mais non, mais là, c'est un cas.
It's going to be a weird analogy, so I segue, but bear with me here, right?
On peut revenir.
On Yonks' shoulders, right? In cartoons, you usually have like an angel or a devil on your shoulders, right?
Oui.
To break it down for people
Tu as bien
trying to
fait
clutch up
de nous donner
in
tous
that
les
situation,
éléments
replace the
factuels.
angel and devil with your win conditions, right? Am I looking for free elims rotating? Am I looking to play safe? And every time you see one of your shoulders kind of ding, that's what you have to play for. You have to suppress all the other easy stuff you see. Maybe there's a free heavy sniper.
Non, après, en cas d'accord, où ça check ou d'accord, vous bien, c'est pas cause de pas passer gros temps. Ça va, oui,
trying to learn exactly how to rotate in the game, what is right, what is
après,
wrong.
comme je dis, c'est un investissement très rentable dans le système. Avoir petits enfants. C'est marrant. C'est un choix de vie, mais c'est un choix de vie qui est fort intéressant dans la société française. Oui, en France, clairement. Je pense qu'il y a bien de ça. Je connais pas les spécificités canadiennes. Ah, l'Amazon. L'Amazon, faut aller la voir parce que ça, c'est vachement atypique. Hein. Non, juste de maçonnerie.
Currently, he's going to be leading an actual trio. We're actually on Rampage's perspective right now, but these guys are absolutely raw when it comes to just taking those free aim duels,
Chat? Pourquoi chat?
following up with stuff. Right now, I've never seen
J'ai pas compris chat. Oui.
Goes down. We saw this the last game as well as rotating earlier.
Mais qui, la maçonne ou Simon? Ok.
C'est ça, j'ai dit un franc-maçon.
La maçonne, Simon. Ok.
And if they had some kind of mobility, I would imagine they probably would have gone in and cleaned up this trio, right? Because they got so many tags, like you're saying. Once that scene came out, it was giving 2 damage numbers. They were taking pretty much the entirety of that cloud. If you know they're on low HP. So at least one of those guys is dropping.
Exactement. Dans les fondements de Fortnite, qui j'en pour fait mur là, qui j'en pour dit ton finette. C'est marrant. Bon investissement qu'il a fait.
We could either tarp all the way over there, or burn a bunch of materials. They hear us coming and they're ready to react. We just say like, you know what, we got them to use their stuff.
See now you're on that shoulder wavelength now. You know
eh ben c'est ça. Et t'as là, en plus. Ah ouais, mais Fasta. Si t'as là, il t'a rempli case là, alors que l'autre là, il t'a construit case là. Donc vaut mieux que vous check ça qu'a construit case là.
With explosives in response with a knock. They're complementary items that aren't as griefy anymore, but actually strategically used to shake up an entire trio and not just have them box up the entire time when someone else actually has an advantage to push on them with.
Man, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Plus,
direct comme ça, elle t'a pris par les sentiments. La femme.
Super like small. Those things become more and more valuable because then you're just like blanketing an entire tarp and you're saying as long as you guys are trying to get to safety, you're going to be taking 5 ticks, so you guys can hold that L. But at the same time, like their loot isn't great, right? Like it's probably mid-game centric, which is fine, but now we're starting to move into that late game, so they want to try and find another trio to get their loot and kind of propel them forward because like you got the green pump, sure. You've got the long range in the air, sure. Aren't power weapons. Those aren't a heavy snipe that you can just punch a hole in anyone's 1x1. That isn't nades or explodes that you could potentially use to pick up these eliminations. And look, the power duo right now by themselves, they're just chilling and they have got the attention of Siddig, and Rampage.
Yeah, not to be confused with the other power trio that we saw go down. There are multiple players and many different organizations that are playing across all the regions and in the same region as well. These guys are still alive. Looks like they have one person.
Mais il en manque un dans cette histoire, non?
Looks like 90 is there with them as well. You actually touched on a very cool aspect I want to touch on as well. You talked about loadouts and endgame and the map, right? I'm really glad you brought that up because the later the game goes, the less space there is on the map, the more your loadout actually pumps out and matters, right? A green pump and blue pump difference is like huge in mid-game fights, but when that circle is small and you're riding Storm, that's where even just having a gray AR for a follow-up matters. There's not that much
ouais, parce qu'on est à 90 de
you want to have a spray weapon. So you got an amazing breakdown, you know, kind of.
Oh, il y a quelqu'un qui descend de Snowbee là. Pas de Snowbee, t'as compris, des pirates.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Man, this is the first time we're hanging out, and we get to freaking take our breaks together. I love it.
Il est pas blanc, mais
The altar, different altar. You go Namfu, Mev, and Ego here, Dennis. So not the alter ego trio we're used to seeing. More of their comrades. And they're on 5 eliminations. They're top 20 right now, which is huge. If they play for another 8 trios, they're going to get themselves placement points. Now, their loadout's looking real good. They just picked up a minigun, which is huge. They have 3 stinks. An RPG, a blue pump splashes as well. They've got materials almost 150, almost fully capped out. These guys are looking real good. So now this is going to go back to your shoulder dinks, right? Where are you looking to play for it right now? As the storm comes in, you're looking to get these tags, right? Anyone's like, oh, the storm's literally on my back. Time to start moving. Those are those people that these guys are looking to pick up if possible. They're also on the low ground tarp, which is going to kind of shape.
Mais un soupçon, hein.
Means you cannot go lower at all, means that you are fighting for your lair 24/7. The reason people love having mid-ground so much
Moi j'avais mis une tête à 76.
As you can see, up, down, left, and right, they have an entire new axis they can operate on. But low ground does have its perks, as you saw. Ultimately, no matter what, you end up on the dirt when you're moving around the map, right? If you're not on your builds. So plays like that where you force people down with a trap, they can't move anywhere past you. So they have to interact with you. So owning this lair, although it is the hardest, you know, ultimate low and ultimate height, most of the time,
J'ai des splashers là, s'il vous plaît.
Some of the most rewarding things because you never need to place floors when you're ultimate low, right?
Save materials that way.
Exactly. You know exactly where your elims are coming from because they're all usually above you or behind you in storm. You're never going to be challenged from the bottom or diagonally from the bottom at all. You basically have very good camera control around your entire horizontal axis as well as just looking up slightly to just see what's happening on your floors and if any RPGs are coming down straight up above you. So it's actually not bad to control ultimate low. The only issue being that is everyone's desperation play to go to randomly when they are at the end of the game, right? It's like, hey, I'm in trouble, gotta drop low. So there's so much to take account of on that horizontal plane. It gets hard. Now we're looking at a 6-zone rotation. This is where the action and the meat of the game comes in. The first placement point getting dropped, top 12 now, 34 people alive. Zeke, the heals are still there. So is an RPG. What does that mean for their end game?
I mean, right now they want to try and challenge for high ground and get the highest tarp possible and then start raining those RPGs down. And look at this, 700 rounds in that minigun. Dennis wants to try and apply pressure to everyone. It doesn't matter where they are. He wants to use that minigun and try and put them
Mais je crois pas qu'il avait beaucoup d'armes.
for height, which is smart, and they actually got it. This is going to be great for them. They can rain down those shots, and everyone that's on those lower ground tarps, though they had the advantage of being lower, now they have to worry about this constant minigun pressure from above. On top of people on your
c'est chasseur, là on te marque dehors la base. On marque tactique là après. Il y a d'autres tactiques là encore.
So many more things that they don't have to worry about being on that high ground tarp, and now they're just saying, yep, everyone down below, just keep worrying. No, it's fine. This minigun, there you go, Spammy. Oops, sorry, Spammy. He just got kicked up on the crossfire, right? Like, he
Spammy got spammed.
He got spammed. I like it. But I mean, right now, if you're everyone down below,
Vous voulez pas qu'on remonte vers Hunted?
Super non-existent. Feasel's there. The other alter ego, is he going to go down? I'm not sure. There was one of the ASMR trios. Top 9, top 8, we get another round of placement points. There you go. And now this is just going to be on this alter ego duo and Dennis to try and close out the game. Contested, by the way. This is the first RPG we've seen go out. So now they're saying, great, everyone else is down below is fought. They're all super low. Let's start using our resources, start trying to burn people down.
Yeah, these guys have that default split broken down as well. Dennis on top while Mev and Namfu are at the bottom, making sure that even if there are shockwaves, right, people have learned, they've played around them. Right now, minigun sprays coming down, people have saved their hard match for this taking tags through their wood, moving around in the mid game. Those tags will prove crucial because every minigun shot is 20 to 25 damage on the person straight through their builds. Right now, it's just an easy beam, an easy spray from high ground. We saw Sadig earlier who was controlling one layer of height, ultimately down at the dirt. Klops actually goes down, one of the top trios in the region. Hopefully he makes it through the heats. We will see the standings hopefully at some point. Right now though, Dennis, 4 elims. Mev, another 4. We have a total of 11 elims on this trio at the moment with more to come. There is a top 2 spot available for placement. That minigun is not stopping. All the time they could use for rotating and making sure their builds are fine. They don't need to because they're height. They use it on pressure. gets all the way down the low ground. Siddiq gets that big knot, and Kappa, no joke, this time he gets taken out. Then it's the whole trio surviving all the way back to retail where we started. What a lore and eventful game, Zeke.
That was so much fun. Don't forget, though, that means that Hero Kappa there was, don't forget he's on Klopp's and Fizo's team, so placing second is 12 points. So shout-outs to him to making it the last team. Good on you. But now we're going to send it back into the studio with Dr. Lupo. What you got for us?
Zeke, Shine, thank you very much. It's interesting to see how, over time, we've seen a lot of other regions build up around different competitive metas, and now that the Middle East finally has their shot, things are a little different than I think we've expected. We've seen from other regions in the past. It's excellent to see the competitive nature of these Middle East players. And Sundown, what do you think so far?
It's been
really good. I mean, honestly, a lot of what we expected, the teams who have been up on that leaderboard consistently pushing into really the top 5 in the top 10, they've been up there in our predictions. They all advanced through to tomorrow. And we've seen kind of the disciplined gameplay where people are stacking on their team late game, doing everything they can to try and avoid those early and mid game fracas, to avoid kind of those big sharks who are running around looking for the elims and get into those late game scenarios. But I know there are a couple plays you want to take a look at specifically here.
Very specifically indeed. Now, production prepared a little package for us, specifically around Alter Ego MEV. We're going to take a look at that real quick. Let's jump right into it. This wall. As you were saying, a lot of the team fire stacking on top of each other and taking shots at players in opportunity positions like this. Pick up on Teddy's, and it doesn't stop there. You have players rotating from the outside of the map, and you'll notice the shots start, MEV takes a couple, and the comms between these players, it immediately becomes a 3-player beam position where they're up above everybody else. The comms will say, hey, guys, right over here, and everybody just the team fire out of nowhere, spraying down on the builds as players are trying to make these rotations, and the RPG shots, an alter ego on alter ego elimination there in your feed. You get to see it, but it's communication like that is created, especially in trios. We see it more than in duos or solos, and that's why I'm excited maybe one day squads as well. That team fire is so powerful. Even in a position where you're going to get third party from another team rotating in, we've seen in a couple of games so far.
Ouais, le robot pète.
Today. But the pinch from either side, but you have all 3 players taking shots simultaneously on 2 walls. It's so powerful that not even all the builds in the world can save you from that, and that's putting these players in spots where not just 1, 2, 3 eliminations on from one trio to another, but maybe the team behind that's pushing in, it feeds into a chain of eliminations that's going to push some of these teams higher up the board than I think any of us expected them to go.
Yeah, and you're seeing that a lot when you have the 3 players stacked on top of each other, and then their comms are there. I mean, we joke about MMB like it's really chaotic, but when they all call out, you see, boom, everyone snaps over, and the team fire happens instantly. You're seeing Middle East put off a lot of that right now, but on our end, yes, there are still some issues going on with the matchmaking on Europe side, so we're going to go to a break right now. On our end, we will have some additional messaging that is coming forward, so don't go anywhere. We're just hanging out. We will have more games going forward. We're going to continue to fill with the Middle East games as we come back, so we're going to dive in a little bit deeper to them, which is something I'm really excited about because a lot of people don't necessarily...
Double clic. On va prendre la faille à double clic. Ouais.
Ça en zone un peu.
Vous avez pas de Noël easy pour les V?
Comme tu veux. T'as donné. Construit.
plays like this, things happen. It's a very complicated game, and there's a lot of systems at play here to get every single thing coordinated simultaneously. Let me tell you, it's not easy. There's a lot behind the scenes. So thank you very much for your understanding. And if there's any frustrations, don't direct them at Epic. Maybe direct them at your keyboard or something like that. So thank you.
Definitely protect the keyboard, but I promise you, we are looking into it. We're trying to get it resolved as fast as possible. If you need to yell at anyone, you can yell at me. It's fine. I'm used to it. I said do it right there. Go ahead. You can send it all on my way, but I promise you, we'll get it resolved, and we'll always have the ability to go through and continue to watch. I want to be able to watch that, and that's one region in particular. I don't know if people were going through and looking at how kind of the heats and stuff were set up. Brazil got bumped up. Brazil is on the exact same level as NA West. They have the full 4 heat structure.
Pourquoi je peux pas repasser dedans?
And the amount that Fortnite is taking off in Brazil, like, definitely want to give a shout out to that. Brazil, Argentina, like all of the South American countries have really stepped up their gameplay, both in terms of involvement and the
On aurait dû aller vers l'île pour reprendre la hauteur encore. Ah non, l'île est hors zone, pardon.
Replays that are going through there, they're able to put up just ridiculous gameplay and ridiculous numbers, and the fun thing.
Ils ont pété l'arbre à côté.
You see that's coming out of them. They're looking to take fights in the early and the mid game. They know if somebody is like, if they don't spot 3 people on top of each other, even if it might.
Ils sont juste là. Il y a quelqu'un qui se snipe. Hein.
Or we can put some pressure on them to where if it does become a 3-on-3 fight, we will be able to come out on top. I mean, that's why like seeing King play that way.
Ça retourne.
Such great gameplay. I mean, being able to look into that is fun, but at the
same time,
like, they don't necessarily have a definitive top team, so one of those guys could get upset if they don't go through. But now we're going to throw it on to a break, so you guys, whatever you need to do, go take a break. We'll be back in a little bit, but we'll also have some games rolling, so you can stick around if you want. We'll be here.
Ça arrive bien, toi, gars.
Bouge pas.
Ah ouais, non. Si on doit bug. Si on bug, on met KO. Merci, gars.
Désolé.
Soignez les autres.
Non, je pourrais pas.
Il n'y a plus de vanne.
Tiens. Il va falloir bouger. Ensuite, quand on est en zone, je vais pouvoir poser feu de camp. Attends, laisse-le bouger, ce crétin de robot. Il y a un gars.
Sujet. Repulsive. Dommage. Peut-être attendre de faire un zone là pour croiser le robot là. Peut-être attendre de faire un zone là pour croiser le robot là. Donc on peut monter les gens dans une nouvelle zone là. À la fin de la saison?
Ils
Non,
sont
à la fin de
restés
la
quand même
saison.
toute la saison. C'est juste que on s'était habitué. Ils étaient plus faibles. Au départ, ils pétaient complètement tes construits.
Il avait 10 missiles avant. Maintenant, il en a que 6. Voilà, c'est 50 par
Voilà,
roquette.
Nukai. En bloc là.
Ça va être chaud. Let's go.
Je vois qu'elle est maintenant à côté.
On reste ensemble, on split en deux. Comment? Voilà, avoir du monde.
Milieu. La
Ça va être
périphérie
chaud.
est pas mal dans ce bloc.
Mhm.
Tiens,
Vraiment, faut un
Diego.
flingue.
Désolé.
Là, c'est...
T'as que le snipe?
Ouais.
Prends. Viens.
Il est où? Il y a tout le monde là sur moi, ça vient. Obligé de sortir là, hein. Sorry, hein. Il lui reste une balle, ça fait. Il est une balle, lui. Ok, GG. Ah non, c'est une autre équipe qui arrive encore. Putain. D'accord.
Désolé, fast. J'ai essayé au max. J'ai pété le robot. J'ai pas de vie. Le passé s'est fait push par le robot. Mais j'ai pété le robot, hein. Bah. Là, je suis. Ah ben, la vraie colonie de vacances. Qui j'en ai fait? Allez. Il y a d'autres spachins. Ah, c'est Fasta. Fasta.